and bluffed, so he didn't change the play from an outside run. But when you mix it up, it's hard to read the mind of good players.
Reed eliminates 5 yards off the Dillon total and sets the Patriots back to 3rd and 8 from the 22-yard line.
Here they come.
They pick up the blitz. Brady, right side, Patton, and incomplete. Walloped by Gary Baxter to knock the ball loose.
That's about the proper word, Jim. Just walloped. He just sees the football, he reacts to it, and the force of his reaction just knocks the football away from David Patton for the first down.
Not to put the announcer hex on it, but Adam Vinatieri has the longest active streak in the league going right now. He's made his last 19. Took over after Phil Dawson missed last week for Cleveland. This from 40 yards. And Vinatieri is good again. 2 for 2 on the day. Vinatieri. 6-3, all field goals to this point. Patriots lead. Adam Vinatieri in his 9th year has had 17 game-winning kicks in his career, including 2 Super Bowls. Phil, are we talking about a Hall of Fame player right here?
Jim, if you ask me, if I had a vote, absolutely. 2 game-winning kicks and field goals, 2 game field goal winning kicks, I should say. He's done in the playoffs. He does it constantly. He's a machine when you watch him kick.
Sam's swarmed under with a flag. At the 18, Larry Izzo. Again, leading this team in special teams tackles for the 6th year.
Mel White's going to get a block from behind. Really just a bad play.
Well, you talked about Vinatieri, just to finish that thought, with his 2 winning kicks in Super Bowls. 4 of Belichick's.
Return, illegal block in the back, number 30, 10-yard penalty, still first down.
4 of Belichick's 6 playoff wins at New England have been won by Vinatieri in the end.
Really, you know, we wouldn't be talking about all those streaks and everything else. Remember the snow kicks that he made against the Oakland Raiders before the Patriots won their first Super Bowl. So he continued and gave him a chance to go on and have such great success.
Tough position for the Ravens, now trailing 6-3. Penalty brings him back to the 9, and Taylor can only pick up 2. Ted Johnson. All those winning kicks for Vinatieri. 17 game winners overall, 4 in the playoffs, 2 in the Super Bowl. The Jackrabbit from South Dakota State. South Dakota State Jackrabbits, who put his own videotapes together and distribute them around the NFL, hoping someone would take note. Brad Shealy did. What a career it's been. And Phil, you say Hall of Fame career.
Yeah, I believe so. 2nd
down and 9. And Taylor continues to give it a lot of second effort here. But it'll be 3rd and short coming up. Rodney Harrison brings him about 2 yards shy of the first. Next Saturday, Auburn and Tennessee in the SEC championship game presented by Dr. Pepper. Auburn and Tennessee from Atlanta, Georgia. That's coming your way next weekend, 6 o'clock Eastern time, right here on CBS. 3rd, and we'll call it 3. More like about a yard to go. And what a play. Teddy Bruschi lowers the shoulder on Chester Taylor, and it's a 5-yard loss.
Teddy Bruschi, Bill Belichick just says this guy is a football player. And what he means by that, no matter what situation you put him in, you know he's going to do the right thing. Just has a feel for where the football is going to go. What a hit.
And
that time by Teddy Bruschi.
Is it getting ugly outside? Troy Brown is back to return the kick of Nick Murphy. Troy Brown playing a little offense, whole lot of defense, and returning punts. Beautiful boot, a spiral, fielded by Brown at the 40. And finally brought down at the 48. 48-yard punt. Teddy Bruschi so often knows where to be in the right place. He's done it again. in the mud. New England leading 6-3 and starting this drive at its own 48. Dillon cuts back to the left. Demps had a shot at him first, then Fuller. And Dillon runs out of bounds after a gain of about 10. Jed Weaver was on that side, helping open up the edge.
Well, it's a good job by the New England Patriots. They have a tight end on each side. So what it really does, when you put a tight end on each side of your formation, it allows Corey Dillon just to take the football and decide where he's going to run, and he picked the proper spot. Going left, again, we showed you earlier that stiff arm he can use, and he picked up a first down.
I liked what Bill Belichick said about Corey Dillon when we talked with him this week. He's just so impressed with what Dillon has brought to this team after being picked up in a trade with Cincinnati in the spring for a second-round pick with the Bengals. He said, you know, he's not a major personality. He's not flashy. He's not loud. I'm not saying he's low-key. He's just a real solid guy. And I think he's learned more about him in some moments of adversity this season. Not that there have been that many, but when he fumbled a couple of times, he learned more about Dillon than anything else.
Yeah, you see the players that acquired last offseason, what they've done this year. Corey Dillon has been the most productive. But you're right, Jim. He learned because he fumbled. And he learned it. He just goes, wow, it really hurt this guy deep. And he couldn't get over it. And it reminded me of somebody for Bill Belichick.
It reminded him of Roger Staubach when Bill was a young boy and hanging around with his father, Steve, who was an assistant at the Naval Academy, and Roger was winning the Heisman Trophy. And here's Dillon again. Great blocking, including Givens opening up the side, and look at Dillon stay on his feet.
Yeah, he looked like Roger the Dodger that time.
He did.
But again, the Patriots have found a little something up front. They're getting those tight ends, and they just crush it down inside. David Givens, nice block on the outside against Baxter. And then Corey Dillon, strong, elusive, picks up the extra yards. Well, that is some good blocking by the Patriots. But Bill Belichick, just to finish your story, Jim, he says Roger Staubach could never let it go either. When he lost a game or made bad plays, it just stayed with him. And that's just a mark of a person who cares deeply about what he's doing.
This Patrick pass giving Dillon a rest, picking up about 2 yards. It would take Roger Staubach, he remembered, sometimes till Wednesday or Thursday to let it go.
Yeah.
It would just couldn't let go of the game. And when Dillon fumbled in a couple of situations, including at Kansas City on Monday night, he said it really bothered him. You know, it just really, not that it doesn't bother everyone, but just like the fierceness with which he competes. It made an impression on his coach.
Well, this Patriots team has gotten tough. Bonnie Bernstein said Bill Belichick wasn't happy about how physical they were in the first half. They are winning the battle here in the second.
Patton in the end zone. A flag is thrown. This could be against Patton for pushing off.
His arms did come out in front of him.
Raymond Walls was back covering, and Patton shoved him a little bit.
Interference. Offense.
Yep.
Number 86. 10-yard penalty.
I'm not sure if the David Patton, by moving his arms, had anything to do with the play. The bottom of your screen, watch Patton going down the field. His arms, oh, there it was. And that was a really good call. Just that little push, and look what happens. It makes the defensive back just stop completely.
Crowd doesn't like it, but it's the right call.
It is.
This whole point of emphasis is you see Brady. He thinks he's got a touchdown, and then wait a minute.
Well, like all quarterbacks, he wants to hear the penalty. But think about it this way, and I always say this, Jim. If you're running down somewhere and going full speed, and if somebody just sticks their arm out and hits you just a little bit, think what that's going to do. That will knock you off balance and slow you down, and that's what happened on that last play.
2nd and 18, and another flag thrown in the backfield. And Patrick Pass collects the pass. But this is another one against the Patriots. My goodness. A moment ago, they thought they had 6 more on the board, and now back-to-back penalties.
I think they might have had the game won.
Personal foul, grabbing the face mask. Number 63 offense, 15-yard penalty, still second down.
Called on Joe Andruzzi. That whole point of emphasis this year that we've seen past 5 yards beyond the line of scrimmage, it works both ways.
Yeah, it does. And you know what? I've seen more offensive pass interference calls this year than I have in years past, and rightly so. You know, too, I'm kind of glad, because I get tired of hearing all the defensive players saying, oh, everything is done for the offense. Here it comes. Joe Andruzzi, 63, hand on the face mask of Adalys Thomas. It was a quick one, but the hand, it did grab the face mask just for a second.
It's the second face mask called against the Patriots. The one at the end of the first half helped set up a field goal by Stover. 4 personal fouls on New England in all today. And now it's 2nd and 33. And they're bringing everybody. The middle open for a moment, but they close in on Patrick Pass, Thomas, and Chad Williams.
You know, we keep talking about, and we've done it a couple times, Brian Billick trying to say his team needs to stake its ground here in New England in case they come up here and have to play late in the year. But we haven't talked about enough on the other side that, you know, New England's trying to show them and show everybody that, hey, we've won 2 Super Bowls the last 3 years, and we're not ready to give it up. So that's what disappointed Bill Belichick in the first half. You know, fight back. When you get hit them back.
Try to keep pace in the AFC with the Pittsburgh Steelers, who won earlier today and are now 10-1. Safety valve. Patrick Pass. Can he get far enough for field goal range? Down to the 30.
Interesting. 47-yarder from here. What will they do?
They're going to bring out Vinatieri.
Here comes the machine. Tom Brady trying to look down the field. The Baltimore Ravens, they know it. Double covering. David Patton to the outside. Good job by Tom Brady, showing some patience.
This will be a tough one for Vinatieri with the messy conditions, but again, he has kicked in snow and rain and sleet and everything else.
He's so good he can overcome the Jim Nantz hex.
He has made 20 consecutive field goals, longest streak in the league. Kick by Vinatieri. It's good again. 48 yards for Adam Vinatieri, 9-3 New England. Well, they're celebrating another field goal here in Foxborough. Adam Vinatieri 3 for 3 on the day. And 28 of 29 on the season.
Shoot, if this was Thanksgiving Day, I'd give him the All-Iron Award.
I thought you told me you'd never give it to a kicker.
He's different. He's not like a kicker. He's so competitive and so tough.
Fumbled around for a moment, finally scooped up by Sams. And Patrick Pass playing special teams. Makes the hit at the 23. Vinatieri from 48 muddy yards puts New England up by 6. Maybe this is what you need. Not just in the stands, but on the field. Wednesday on CBS, a cop is murdered. And for CSI New York, no other case will push them harder or make emotions run higher than finding the killer of one of their own. It's New York, CSI New York, Wednesday at 10, 9 Central. From the 23, Chester Taylor met at the line. Rodney Harrison finishes him off after a gain of 2. McGinnis had him for a moment, wrapped up for a loss. He shook that off, picks up a couple.
Well, Kyle Bowler's got his gloves back on, so I think it's just gotten so bad he knows he needs them. But, you know, you're in a part of the game, and they've been here before, the Baltimore Ravens. It's been a rough day so far for Kyle Bowler, but you got to remain patient. You still have to go on the premise that one play, you can be back in this game. And remember, your defense is not playing great, but always can get you back in the game, too.
Dangerous throw, almost picked up by McGinnis.
I'll tell you what, too, when you watch the quarterback, I talked about this early with Kyle Bowler. When he looks to his right, the ball does get tipped at the line of scrimmage. As he stands there and looks, Vince Wilfork has the tip. The defenders underneath. That is the key. The underneath defenders move and get in the way of the ball thrown down the field.
I'll tell you, that's 2 tip plays today by the rookie Vince Wilfork. 3rd and 8. To Travis Taylor. And Earthwind Moreland was defending. He was overthrown.
What a job by this New England secondary. Don Davis, linebacker at safety. Troy Brown playing one of the wide receivers. And I know Baltimore thought they were going to get some big pass plays and they were going to get wide open. That has not been the case.
So Troy Brown is back to field the punt after Kevin Falk had one bounce over his head, and then late in the second quarter he has not returned as the returner.
When in doubt, put Troy Brown back there. He'll take care of it for you.
And that really holds true for any position. Brown across the 30 and out of bounds at the 38, and here comes another flag across the field.
Man, that was a great toss.
I'm telling you, it was thrown some 30 yards in the air.
But you talk about Troy Brown. Came in the league, special teams a little bit, third down back, maybe fourth or fifth wide receiver.
After the play, late hit, out of bounds.
Ooh.
Number 57, defense, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Bart Scott with the late hit, and that'll put the Patriots into Baltimore territory near the 48. 2 3-and-outs for the Ravens in this half, and 2 field goals by the Pats.
Bart Scott, number 57, gets called for the late hit. Troy Brown still had 1 foot in the field of play, so that was a tough 15 yards that the Baltimore Ravens are giving up in a game that's close. It's physical. Hate to complain, you just got to let them play.
Matt Chatham, you could see him trying to encourage the official to throw the flag. He won the case. 4-yard gain for Corey Dillon.
I'll tell you the other thing. Look at the starting drives for both teams. New England or Baltimore, 41 now on their own 17, and look at New England. Field position has changed, but more than that, attitude and the way the game is being played. The New England Patriots, we've said they've turned into a power running team with Corey Dillon. This offensive line has gotten better, and they are winning up front.
2nd down and 6, the delay give, and Dillon straight ahead, about a half-yard shy of the first, and we have an update. We hand it off now to Greg Gumbel down in New York.
All right, Jim, out in Arizona, Quincy Carter had his bell rung earlier. How's this for a way to get back into the game? 69 yards to Santana Moss, 13-3. The Jets in the lead. 4th quarter just underway in Arizona, guys.
All right, thank you, Greg. Pretty impressive comeback for Quincy Carter as the Jets start 2 games behind the Patriots in the AFC East.
Did he, as they would say in golf, did he get all of it? Because Quincy launched it.
He did.
And you know,
Bollinger had to come in and play the whole second quarter for Carter in that game.
I think that's one thing they like about Quincy Carter. He can move around, but that's becoming less a factor in the National Football League, and everybody's got to realize it. But he can throw it as far as about anybody right now in the league.
So about a half-yard shy of the first, and here's your NFL.com poll. Will Peyton Manning break Marino's single-season record of 48 touchdown passes? He's at 41 right now.
And what'd you say?
Cast your vote at NFL.com. I say if you say no, we're going to take your computer away.
And look at Peyton Manning, an all-Iron Award winner.
Yeah.
Him and his offensive line, though, the offensive line, you know, come on. Let's start talking about them more, but what numbers Peyton Manning put up.
He earned the All-Iron, Phil Simms All-Iron Award, and got the Blackberry Cobbler.
Yeah. I heard it burned his tongue a little, man. It was a little high.
Seymour in the backfield on 3rd and 1. This time he makes some contact and helps clear the way for the first down with Dillon.
I'll tell you what, this is 9-3, and there are a lot of good things going on for this New England offense right now, and most of it's number 28. You talk about just being tough. The rain, the weather, he's looking for some punishment. Yeah, take that. Always wanted to do a few sound effects. That was good.
Do that some more.
It is just, really, the weather, it's just tough running by Corey Dillon, and he has been the biggest difference so far.
And Seymour stays in the game as Brady just gets the snap away in time.
Oh, what blocking by Seymour up front.
Taken to the line, and Givens got tangled with Gary Baxter, and no flag.
Well, Tom Brady's allowed to throw this down the field. Richard Seymour Look at big Richard Seymour on the outside, but watch him down the field. Baxter, he has his ground. That is just good coverage by Baxter. Watch Richard Seymour at fullback.
Yeah, he got Suggs.
Yeah, Suggs. This is not no little running back anymore. This is a big man.
He can handle it.
I tell you, I love it. I love it. And Jim, we'll remember this. Next year, we're going to see more of this by other teams. They're going to copy what the Patriots are doing.
2nd down and 10, and Brady dancing around and looking for Daniel Graham, and no flag. And out one comes in late.
That's a bad call. Boy, I hate to always second-guess officials. He was in perfect position, and he turned and looked for the football.
Dallas Thomas.
Of course, if I see a replay, I can change my mind.
Interference, 96 defense, not playing the ball. 1st down.
That's where they were tangled up. Look at this.
Look at that field. Let's watch a Dallas Thomas to the left. Linebacker. Tom Brady goes out. All right. He didn't turn as quick as I thought he did. But he's looking for the ball, trying to make a play, and he is allowed to stay in the position that he's in. The receiver turns and tries to go through him.
So a new set of downs for New England from the 24. Quickly over to Gibbons. And Corey Fuller shuts it down. Fuller shuts it down after a 3-yard gain. Let's go back to Greg.
All right, guys, in Seattle, the Buffalo Bills looking for their first road win of the season, doing quite nicely. Willis McGahee, his 2nd 2-yard touchdown run of the day. The Bills lead the Seahawks 24-3 early in the 4th.
Wow, thank you, Greg. That's an impressive performance by the Bills. And you think of a couple of stinging losses they had this season. They have really rallied what was a terrible start.
Yes, it
could be 5 and 6 at the end of the day if they hold on there, which they should. Corey Dillon met the line, and he'll lose yards. Maybe just one, but it's Ray Lewis and Ed Hartwell combining.
Ray Lewis, haven't heard that name much today.
Do you know how big one more field goal would be in this game with these conditions?
It's like being up 3 scores. Ray Lewis, number 52. Watching Corey Dillon, that time he's protected, not blocked, and he's allowed to get in there and get part of the tackle.
So Gibbons to the left. The veteran Corey Fuller will defend him. They've got Branch and Patton to the right on 3rd and 6. Brady goes over to Branch. Gets the 1st down. He's at the 10 and down at the 5. Got away from Gary Baxter. Eventually recovered and brought him down along with Will Demps. 15 yards for Branch.
Deion Branch looks so quick against, just takes his time, goes out slow, kind of lulls Baxter to sleep. Nice move down the field. I tell you too, Tom Brady, look at that throw. Conditions are getting tough, and he's able just to get enough on the football to get it to Deion Branch.
They'll bring back Richard Seymour into the backfield, and Mike Vrabel, the linebacker, on the line on the left-hand side. Running right with Dillon. Dillon to the 1. And he is double hit there by Demps and Lewis.
Well, I'd say right now the New England Patriots are staking their ground. That's what they're doing. They are taking it to the Baltimore Ravens.
They're going to close out the quarter, and another one of their streaks. They have won 35 straight when leading after 3 quarters. They lead, and they're looking to go in for more. We head to the final quarter, and it has been steady rain throughout. But the key here, the Patriots a couple of yards away from going in. Game of all field goals to this point. 2nd and goal, and Dillon opens the quarter with a touchdown. Running behind Richard Seymour.
Right into Ray Lewis, and he just continued on for the touchdown. Boy, what a game by Corey Dillon. And if there's ever any doubt about this Patriots football team, what are they now? shoot. They line up and hit you in the mouth. That's what they do.
Look at Seymour. He got a couple of players.
He finally found somebody.
Well, he got Suggs a moment ago, too.
That's true. That's right.
And the other third one on this drive, he also made a nice hit.
But he was looking for some serious contact.
Well, look at this. They're going to go for 2.
Right, 15-3. They want to get up 2 touchdowns. They're up 12, so this is a good call by Bill Belichick.
Gibbons in motion. Back to Dillon, and wow, what an effort. Straight ahead to get it for 2.
That was the call. Not enough defenders in there to stop the run. Tom Brady alertly calls the run.
Ran behind Neal and Brandon Gorin. Corey Dillon, a touchdown and a 2. And the Patriots take a big lead here. It's 17-3. Now Corey Dillon doing so much of the heavy work in the mess today at Foxborough. 17-3. Kick away to Sams at the 8. And he gets it out to the 30.
Total domination up front by the Patriots. That's what this last touchdown's about. Daniel Graham, Christian Fourier, good blocks. Richard Seymour, watch them all. Boy, Daniel Graham just powders his guy to the ground. Richard Seymour gets a lot of contact. Look at Fourier's block outside. And then Corey Dillon just runs over Ray Lewis. 2-point conversion, not enough defenders inside. They have no chance of stopping the run by Corey Dillon.
Bowler getting chased and getting dropped back at the 19-yard line by Ted Johnson.
How about that? Ted Johnson has come a long way back from a couple years ago when he was unhappy about the way his position was on this football team. As Bill Belichick told us the other day that he is probably the best conditioned player on the Patriots.
Second sack by New England, and it's good for a 10-yard loss. Second down and 20. Bowler, 2 straight times and a ball loose. Taylor in the air to fall on, and now it's free. Recovered by Green for a touchdown. Jarvis Green, and the Patriots are on the board again. Teddy Bruschi knocked the ball loose.
Overpowering, that's what it is. This has got to be the most impressive victory of the year for the New England Patriots. The offense is overpowered, the Baltimore defense, and now the defense, they are just having their way with Kyle Bowler and the rest of the Ravens offensive line.
Jarvis Green with his first career touchdown. And a low one, but good.
I can hear the water.
15 points in 42 seconds.
Well, your secondary's all beat up, but Kyle Bowler can't find anywhere to throw it. Mike Vrabel on the blitz. Teddy Bruschi causes a fumble, and it's just a race to see who can get it. Jarvis Green. Boy, that's a nice recovery by Jarvis Green. Teddy Bruschi coming from the left of the offense. Mike Vrabel was, oh, what a move by Teddy Bruschi. He went around 2 people.
Bill Belichick was talking this week about Troy Brown just being an instinctive football player and how he has so many multiple uses. But he said, you know, he's a lot like Teddy Bruschi like that. Just a football player who knows how to be, again, at the right place all the time.
I tell you what, it was, as soon as he said it, I go, well, that's a heck of a compliment to say. Because Teddy Bruschi is, I don't know what to say. He's not big enough. He's not fast enough, but he's everywhere.
How many times have you seen games like this, though, in late season in Foxborough? I take, for example, the game up here late last year in the snow where Bruschi made the pick late, scored a touchdown against Miami.
Won the game. The Patriots have taught themselves they play so many different guys in so many roles. They're so mentally tough, and of course they're physically tough. that can you just take it? They just grind on you for so long that when you crack, look out, man, because then they take advantage of it.
Have the Patriots owned this half? They have held the Ravens, not held. They have taken back the Ravens minus 22 yards in the half.
That's unbelievable.
How about that? And another big hit. Krupelkas with the hit. And that was impressive as well.
Shoot, you're Kyle Bowler right now. I know what I would be thinking. Survival. It's tough. Just try to do anything to get a first down. Settle the defense down. Settle the crowd down. And give your team a little bit of confidence.
Justin Krupelkas.
Oh, look at that football. How'd you like to throw that for a living?
Wow. And try to throw it with your deficit now 3 touchdowns.
Good call. Run it.
Krupelkas sets it back at the 25, and that's a 5-yard run by Taylor. We've got another update. Let's send it back to you, Greg, in New York.
All right, Jim, sneaky, crafty quarterback veteran Drew Bledsoe. Watch him. A little tomfoolery over here, and then toss it to Willis McGahee over there. McGahee goes 30 yards for a touchdown. Buffalo is coasting at Seattle. It's now 31-3, 10.5 to play in the fourth quarter, guys.
All right, Greg, and I would say Seattle's one of the most enigmatic teams in the league this year. How do you figure this team?
They got exposed a few weeks ago. Tell you what, that was a nice little play by Drew Bledsoe.
And Taylor fights ahead for a first down.
I'll tell you the problem with Buffalo. The problem with Buffalo is they play in the same division as New England. That's one of their big problems.
Well, they don't have to see them again. They've already had their 2 encounters.
But look at this, Jim. Look at this up front. Oh, yeah, I love it. It's muddy. I love people. Oh, it's football weather. Whoever came up with that statement is he didn't play quarterback, I'll tell you that.
When you'd wake up and find a forecast like this, what would you think?
Oh, misery. Here it goes. Start to break out in hives.
First and 10, and McGinnis chasing after Bowler. He can only fire it away.
Is right.
It's only the second time this year a team's put up more than 20 points on Baltimore. And tomorrow, Dave's all new with George Clooney plus 6-time Tour de France champion Lance Armstrong. That's Dave, all new, all this week.
We're laughing because Jim is trying to hold it as far away from his face. Let me hold it for you, Jim.
I had the guy 2 rows down below hold up the card so I could read it. Getting old.
I hear you. Nothing wrong with that.
Jamel White in the backfield, his second carry of the game. And Davis makes the play on him after 5 yards, 3rd and 5 coming up.
You know, good calls. Call some running plays in a situation like this because the defensive players, they want to get to the quarterback. So, and they're going to give up some runs they wouldn't have given up a couple series ago, and it takes a lot of pressure off Kyle Bowler.
Troy Brown is in on defense. Teddy Bruschi ready to pounce. Third down and 5. Bowler has it knocked down by Brown. Troy Brown, one of 2 offensive captains for the Patriots. Brady is the other, makes the defensive play.
I was just getting ready to say, I'm not kidding you. I was watching Troy Brown. I tried to watch him all day. That we saw him against the St. Louis Rams about 3 weeks ago, whenever it was, and he was just okay. But every time you watch him, he gets better and better. And he was all over Johnson that time going down the field.
Had to get a little mud out of his eyes because that ball came in there, I'm sure, a little dirty. Now he's back to field to punt. Oh, and bobbles the fair catch. And he's laughing about that one, too. 24-3. A lot of smiles now in New England.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Thank You from Citi, a new kind of rewards program from a card you can count on. Canon, the official camera, binocular, and photo printer of the NFL. And by Dodge. You can take life as it comes, or you can grab life by the horns. Dodge.
24-3, New England. And the Patriots with 115 yards in this half. Ravens -6. Dillon dancing around and picking up short yardage. Ed Hartwell stood him up. This week marked the 10-year anniversary of the purchase of the Patriots.
Wow.
By Robert Kraft. Bought him Thanksgiving week from the Sullivan family in 1994. In that span, he's built this magnificent stadium and seen his franchise go from really one of the doormats of the league to 3 Super Bowls in all, with 2 Super Bowl championships.
You know what they've turned into? The model in so many different ways of what you want your franchise to be. Look at 10 years. They've been to 3 Super Bowl in his reign, 10 years.
And Corey Dillon picks up the first down.
And you know what's really impressive about this Patriots team? I'm just sitting here thinking, I always look for cracks. And I do. Maybe it's just the way I am. But I watch players. Well, somebody's down on the field.
Looks like Matt Light. Their left tackle, and a good one.
Yeah, their offensive line has had a few injuries. They've overcome it.
So timeout on the field with 11 minutes remaining. It's been raining all day at New England. Jim Nantz, Phil Simms, Bonnie Bernstein, and the CBS team. This matchup of Baltimore and the New England Patriots, with New England leading 24-3, and the Patriots left tackle Matt Light suffering an injury on that last play.
Matt Light, left tackle. See number 72. Oh, and he just pulls up. I thought he was hit at first, so well, I'm not even going to speculate. I know better. But the fact that he's walking off slowly is a good sign for the New England Patriots.
Russ Hochstein has come in to replace him at left tackle. They've already lost for the season Tom Ashworth, their right tackle. Hochstein on that left side, and it's Corey Dillon, who's just moved over 100 for the game. Picks up another 3-4 yards. And for those of you expecting to see 60 minutes, again, you're watching the NFL on CBS, and it'll be seen in its entirety immediately following this game, except on the West Coast.
You know, Jim, I wanted to go back to that thought I had right before Matt Light got hurt, is that when you look at this Patriots team, when teams win Super Bowls, always look for the little cracks that can undo what they're doing. But the Patriots, as you look at their older players, Willie McGinnis, some of the linemen, Teddy Bruschi, whoever, Rodney Harrison, they're not slowing down. They're as good this year, or maybe better than they were last year.
I tell you, Corey Dillon is wearing them down as he picks up another 13 yards. Working their 3rd game in the last week. Producer Lance Barrow and our director Mike Arnold, with our associate director Steve Karasek and Pete Radovich Jr. as Patrick pass with a nifty move and a late flag. Late flag. A pickup of 7. So Corey Dillon has yet another 100-yard performance. This will be now 5 of 6 games, and the only game in that stretch that he missed was on Monday night when he had 98 against Kansas City.
Personal foul, face mask, number 20, defense, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Ed Reed called for this face mask.
Well, I'll tell you what, this Baltimore defense is going to have to decide what they're going to do, because the Patriots, they're not going to slow down. They're going to keep pounding it at you. But do you understand what I'm saying, or do you agree? Because when I watch teams, I always look for guys to slow down. I thought maybe Troy Brown, finally he would start to slow down. Maybe, you know, Rodney Harrison would. Maybe Corey Dillon still didn't have what I thought he had in Cincinnati, but all of them, you know, none of them are showing any signs of wearing down, slowing down, or whatever. They're still productive.
Patrick pass for only a yard. I do agree. Let's go down to Bonnie.
Jim, for as much as the running game's not slowing down for the Patriots, you also have to look at how well Tom Brady's been able to distribute the ball this year. With Patrick Pass's 2 catches in the third quarter, he now has 8 guys who have had at least 10 receptions this year, and he's lucky that he's got unselfish teammates. He said David Givens isn't going to care if he's not getting in many balls now that Deion Branch is back. Corey doesn't care if there's a day he doesn't get a lot of carries. I don't care if I have to hand it off all the time. And you have to think, Jim, that mentality comes from Bill Belichick. He will not allow any superstar mentality.
Definition of a team, everybody's known that for years, as that slips through the hands of Deion Branch.
Yeah, definition of a team. Got to give Bonnie some kudos today. I mean, Thursday in Detroit, nice and pretty indoors. And today, you know, Bonnie, we're sorry that you're down there in the rain and it's beating off your head. Jim says he's just glad it's you down there, not him.
Right.
You know you're jealous. I got Jimmy Kimmons, our camera guy, wiping me off. And, you know, this is football weather, guys. This is what we live for.
There you go.
There you
go.
Thank you, Jimmy. That's great.
This is football weather. No, it's not. Hey, I want to come back as my next life as a football player. I want to play in a dome.
You know, it's a quarterback. It's everybody else says so, but you quarterbacks. 3rd down and 9, and Dylan for about 2. You know, one last thought about how these guys haven't worn down. This is a veteran team. It's also a team that has more college graduates than any other team in the NFL. It's a very smart team that loves the fact that every week they are challenged with an interesting game plan. There is no monotony here. Yeah. You hear around this organization how they can't wait until the game plan is revealed to them early in the week. It changes every week. It's not the same old thing like it is at so many places.
Yeah, you're right. That's an interesting stat. I didn't know that, but it just kind of goes in with everything, the profile, what they want in their players. But yeah, you're right, Jim. They challenge them so much mentally, and players do love that. And they respond by following through with all the stuff they give them.
All right, before Lonnie Paxton can snap it back.
I used to love that.
5-yard penalty. The penalty is going to be declined. 4th down.
I used to love on Wednesdays, you get the game plan as a player, and as a quarterback, I'd get it. And if I looked at it and there wasn't a lot of changes, I'd go, oh, gosh, we're going to run the same stuff again this week that we did last week. But, you know, a lot of times it works.
That's not the case around here.
No, not here.
Every week you can't wait to find out how you're going to approach the game.
Well, Troy Brown, I can't wait to find out where he's going to play.
This field is getting to be just a mud bath. And it has been throughout, but especially now. And look at this, coverage and all. Well done this time by Josh Miller. Just bunted it down to the 3-yard line. A messy day in Foxborough, but one that has brought great delight to the legion of Patriot fans. Family movie tonight on CBS. Halfway through the 4th quarter with flags everywhere, and Chester Taylor for about 2 yards. Do you know we're going to have at the end of the day now 3 teams with 10-1 records, as the Steelers have already won. Philadelphia 10-1 and clinching the NFC East. Can you imagine clinching a division at this point with 5 more games to play in the regular season?
No, I can't.
Illegal formation. Offense. Not enough men on the line of scrimmage. Penalty is declined. 2nd down.
What do you see in your sim spotlight?
Well, let's give a little tribute to this defense. Rodney Harrison hit the receiver, get the sack on the quarterback, or the big hit. Roosevelt Colvin, how about this? Another good player from the outside. Nice move, gets the sack on Kyle Bowler. And then Teddy Bruschi also.
Chester Taylor into the secondary and hit by Randall Gay and Rodney Harrison for 7 yards.
And just to finish up, Teddy Bruschi from the outside. What a nice move on Chester Taylor. Comes right around him, causes a fumble, and gives Jarvis Green the touchdown. There's Romeo Cornell, the defensive coordinator.
You think he likes these numbers?
Oh.
Very hot candidate when it comes to talking about.
Oh, yeah, but yeah, head coach, yeah, I know. Yeah, don't anybody hire Romeo Cornell and Charlie Weiss, no.
But these guys, their season gets so extended that they get left behind. Bowler picks up the 1st down, just their 2nd of the half. That to Kevin Johnson.
You know, I think, too, as we talk about the Patriots, the fact that they play so many guys, it keeps you fresh. It keeps you motivated because you better keep playing well. Somebody will take your job. And like you talked about earlier, it keeps them lively. And look at the offensive line on the sideline. No helmets on, just Dante Scarnecchia, the coach, right in the middle of them. Time to have a good laugh.
Inside of 6 minutes to go. First down for the Ravens. And that pass one hop to Wilcox. You know, you look at the playoff picture in the AFC at this point as we approach December. Pittsburgh at 10-1, and remember, they've already beaten the Patriots. New England's going to be 10-1. They had that, talking about New England, that 21-game win streak until they ran into a steel barrier on Halloween Day. San Diego improves to 8-3, and the Colts have a 2-game lead now as Jacksonville fell today. Got Denver playing tonight, and Baltimore about to drop back to 7-4.
For the AFC, it is tough. Oh,
look out over the head of Bowler. Into the end zone. Vrabel chases him, and somehow he's able to just get it away.
that was some play by Kyle Bowler.
Wow. Robach, the center.
Jim, you can just tell. Look how muddy. Look at the mud that was on the football as it came back. It's soaking wet. Oh, gosh. Oh, yeah. Hey, wait, what was that again? This is football weather.
That's
yeah,
right.
okay, yeah. Hey, won't you go play golf when it's snowing outside and on the ground?
Hey, I didn't say that.
Oh, okay. You know, I like people would always say, they say it to
I
me all
have
the
to
time.
say, I am enjoying it. Well, they're going to have to call a timeout here as the down clock was about to expire. You saw the AFC playoff picture, and again, everybody's been talking about how you could be 10-6 this year in the AFC and be left on the sidelines come playoff time. But then you look over in the NFC, and the Eagles are already in. They clinched their division today. Atlanta with a late touchdown, a touchdown pass by Vick. That game is just going final. Will be 9-2.
Look at that.
Minnesota 7-4. Seattle getting slammed today.
Look at the record. So Seattle's going to lose. They're going to be 6-5. St. Louis 5-5, and you got 7 losses in the NFC. You go, heck, we're right in the middle of it.
I get back, though, on the AFC side to what we were talking about with the Colts on Thursday. You know, they're still sitting 2 games back of both the Steelers and the Patriots, which means they're going to have to win on the road if they got another Keystone Cop play, and it's finally secured at the 11-yard line.
Hey, it's getting to a point right now. If you're the Baltimore Ravens, if you do get the football back, you just run it. Get the game over with, because you're putting at risk your starting quarterback and other players. Oh, boy. Robach he hesitates on the snap. Watch him pull it up. Oh, take it. Oh, that is tough. Of course, he's getting all kinds of different looks up front. It's not funny. It's tough. Playing a good football team, you do the best you can.
Murphy boots it away to Troy Brown. Brown splashing around to the 47. And again, the lineup tonight on CBS.
Baltimore Ravens making some substitutions on defense, taking a few of their frontline starters out. Fatigue, and they know the game is over.
Patrick pass in the late going with the flag down. You know, talking to Brian Billick yesterday, I got such a kick out of hearing him talk about how often people come up to him thinking he's Bill Belichick.
Holding offense, number 88, 10-yard penalty. Still first down.
I said, how often does that happen? He says, like every time I go out. People say, hey, Bill, how you doing? Well, I don't know. I'll see him next month. I'll ask him.
But he told the story, and of course his daughter, we were out to dinner one night recently, and they came up and said, Coach Belichick, congratulations. And of course his daughter, they love it because Dad's high and almighty, puts him back in his place. And he took a little solace in the fact that a few weeks ago, the Patriots were in St. Louis, and Bill Belichick was introduced as Brian Belichick.
Brian
Belichick.
Brian
or something. I don't know.
Brian Belichick.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Bill Belichick. Yeah.
Somewhere.
You got me. Screw a story.
Well, you get the idea.
Yeah.
So does everybody else. Not those two. Kevin Falk with his first carry of the game. 4.5 remaining. And I'd like to welcome those of you who saw the Jets beat the Arizona Cardinals with that Quincy Carter long touchdown pass to Santana Moss. And the Jets improved to 8-3, winning back-to-back road games at Cleveland, at Arizona.
You know, and everybody, of course, I live in New York, in our New York area, I hear it. The Jets, Chad Pennington, starting quarterback, goes down. They've won 2 of 3, and they lost a tremendously tough game against this Baltimore Ravens team. So look where they are.
Herman Edwards has been telling us this season, when we've been around him, it's always a race to 10 for the playoffs. Ed Reed with a tackle behind a line of scrimmage, although the AFC this year it might be more than that necessary. Now back to this Belichick and Billick confusion. Brian Billick ordered some suits in the offseason from
beautiful suits,
beautiful suits from custom suit maker who goes around, apparently does a lot of business with NFL coaches. He got the shipment in, he put on the first suit, and it came up to about his elbows, and he looked inside, and there it had it all stitched inside, and it said
Bill Belichick.
Bill Belichick.
He goes, oh, come on. So it was pretty good stuff. And, you know, Brian Billick, pretty good sport about all of it. He gets a big kick out of it, and just laughs and takes it the right way.
After pass stacked up at the 40.
Well, you know, I can relate to that, Jim. I can.
You get...
I get, hey, Boomer all the time.
You mean you're not?
No, I'm not. Of course, I have comments about it. I won't say them here on the air. Boomer gets it too, but
yes, he does. I can verify that.
Look at that. Just the uniforms, the mud in the middle of the field. Wow, it's bad.
What does a game like this do to the psyche of the Ravens, who came in having won 5 of the last 6 and
and proud of what they were?
Absolutely, and knowing that there's a very high probability they may have to meet again up here.
Here's what it will do. It won't deter the way they think. You know what they're going to say? Hey, all right, we learned what it's going to take. We know now. We're going to toughen up. We'll get better. And if the opportunity comes again, we'll just play. We'll rectify the situation.
One thing about the Patriots, if you look at their schedule the rest of the way, in their last 5 games, they have only 1 game against a team currently with a winning record, and that's at the New York Jets the day after Christmas. The rest, they got Miami that came into the weekend with 1 win, San Francisco that's stuck on 1 win.
Well, that's why Brian Billick.
Yep.
That's why Brian Billick looked at it and he goes, "Come on, who you kidding? Patriots will fall apart and they're still going to have a tremendous record. Look at that schedule that's left for the New England Patriots."
At Cleveland next week on a CBS game at 1 o'clock. Many of you will see, and then 2 weeks to get the field fixed for Cincinnati coming in here on the 12th. There's Bowler over to Chester Taylor for a gain of about 7, and Troy Brown is in on defense making the play. Man, we're reaching the 2-minute warning, and the Ravens got stuck in the mud today. Patriots have just absolutely owned the second half, on their way to 10-1. New England 24 and Baltimore 3. We'd like to welcome those of you who saw the Buffalo Bills improve their record to 5-6 by manhandling the Seahawks out in Seattle today. And here's what we've seen with the rain falling all day. Corey Dillon with another 100-yard performance.
Corey Dillon was so strong along with the offensive line, and Adam Vinatieri, Mr. Clutch, coming through early in the game when the Patriots really needed it. And then the defense took over for the Patriots. Teddy Bruschi causes the fumble. Jarvis Green recovers it for a touchdown.
Final 2 minutes, 2nd and 2, and that ball snagged by the rookie, Clarence Moore. Clarence Moore taken this past spring in the 6th round out of Northern Arizona. We saw him catch 2 touchdowns at the New York Jets just 2 weeks ago. What a prospect he is at 6'6". Bowler. Warren giving chase. Now Bantacane and down the field and over the head of Kevin Johnson. Let's send it back to Greg Gumbel for an update.
All right, Jim, in Atlanta, the New Orleans Saints threatening victory, but here comes Mike Vick and company. He scrambles, finds Algie Crumpler for 20 yards and a touchdown with 1:22 to play. Atlanta, a 3-point winner. They win the NFC South with a win at Tampa next week, guys.
How about that? Thank you, Greg. We've got 2 divisions locked up now in the NFC, with the Eagles also claiming one earlier today, claiming the NFC East with a win over the Giants. Bowler. That's Kevin Johnson, written down by Earth Wind Moreland. You were wondering about that name, Earth Wind. If it sounds familiar, yes, his mother named him after her favorite band, Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Fire, yes. Good band. Loved it.
Slopping around, Bowler with a flag down in the area of offensive holding.
Well, you can hear the water and mud as the play takes off.
Holding. Offense. Number 75. 10-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Look at all that mud. Look at it being kicked up. And, you know, if I was like somewhere between 4 years old and 12 years old, this would be one heck of a day right now. I'd be out there having a lot of fun. Kyle Bowler running. Oh, man, that's a little kid's dream to run down. I saw one of the players get blocked a minute ago by the Baltimore Ravens, and no exaggeration, he slid 10 yards right in the middle of that field. And I know he got up and went, well, that was a sensation he probably hadn't had in a long time.
How many games did you play in conditions that deteriorated this much?
Well, you know, Jim, I played at Giant Stadium, so I played on AstroTurf my whole career.
How about on the road, though?
No, I never really played in a game that got like this. Not one.
Bowler airing it out for Clarence Moore. Oh, and he should have had it.
Perfect throw by Kyle Bowler.
I mentioned Clarence Moore was drafted in the 6th round. He was the 199th pick in this year's draft. And if you look back at that exact number in the 2000 draft, Tom Brady was the 6th round pick of the Patriots, picked with the 199th selection. We can only hope, if you're a Raven fan, that Clarence Moore ends up having anywhere close to what this man's career has been like already in just 5 years. I'd like to welcome those of you who saw the Miami Dolphins collect their 2nd win of the year. Dexter Reed almost making a pick to officially close things out, but they'll get it back on downs as the Ravens have been shut down in the 2nd half. In the AFC East, the New England Patriots 10-1, on their way to 10-1 here, 48 seconds from official. The Jets win out in the desert today against Arizona. Big matchup still looming for those two on December 26th at Giant Stadium when the Jets will host the Patriots. Buffalo improves to 5-6 and the Dolphins at 2-9.
Yeah, the Jets are just hoping that the Patriots could slip up one time so they could play that game and have a chance to tie them up if they could continue to win out.
Rohan Davey with a kneel down. The backup quarterback, Teddy Bruschi, forced a fumble that was recovered for a touchdown by Jarvis Green. Corey Dillon went over 100 yards. And the Patriots have the upper hand today in a very big way. Baltimore with 29 total yards this half and only 3 first downs. Not necessary to snap it another time. That'll do it. Baltimore falls to 7-4 and 3 games back of the Steelers in the AFC North, while the Patriots are 10-1, joining Pittsburgh and Philadelphia with the best record in football. Come to town. For Phil Simms, Bonnie Bernstein, and the entire crew back in the studio in New York, well done back there today as well. Jim Nantz saying so long from Foxborough, where the Patriots have beaten the Baltimore Ravens 24-3. You've been watching the NFL on CBS.